We've climbed a little higher. Olga's gone off up there to go even higher. And I thought I'd sit down here and do a little reading for Virgo. So, here's the view. It goes very high up. And then the wonderful shapes of these mountains. So Olga's somewhere up there, and then it goes, thanks Corinna, and then it goes up further, all the way across, down and around, and somehow you come all the way down and come out round in this lawn area. So let's get the camera down there. I'm going to sit on the gravel and let's see what comes for Virgo. Now, this could be your sun sign. It could be what your house is, where Virgo is, what house that represents. Wassail, num. You could look at the planets that you have in Virgo, but don't just treat it as a sun sign. I'll move back a little bit. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the room. I kind of wish I could place the camera so that it would show the back. Oh, look, maybe. Give me a moment, beautiful people. See if we can wedge it into here. That's better. Wassail, Kathy. So, we're doing Virgo. I put my glasses on so that I can kind of see what you're saying. I've paused here because I'm trying to calm my vertigo by just taking it all very, very easy and not pushing it. It's beautiful scenery for a Virgo reading. Oh my God. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to build that one. Sorry, it's a troth, a spear. That I haven't got enough space in front of me in this thing, so let's move for a message, please. A message, a card for Virgo. Oh, one looks like it's turned up the other way. No, it's two. I want one to begin with, and then we're going to lay the reading out in that shape. And I've also got to make sure they don't blow away. So I've just been given a series of, I'll just get one out. I've been given cocoa leaves because you're supposed to take the cocoa leaf, put a little bit of bicarb in, roll it up, and then suck it in the side of your mouth to deal with the altitude. I might try it later, but I know it's a cocoa leaf, but it's a bit like I don't want to be off my head when I got vertigo. So can we please have an opening card for Virgo in Ollantaytambo, which is Tambo is house in Quechua, and Ollante was someone. Oh, looky, this is going to be a hard one to build. We've got Fletcher. So we're talking about a series of, I don't know if it's a cocoa leaf, but it's a bit like I don't want to be off my head when I got vertigo. So can we please have an opening card for Virgo in Ollantaytambo, which is Tambo is house in Quechua, and Ollante was someone. Oh, looky, this is going to be a hard one to build. We've got Fletcher. I would say an energy of flowing, but actually what I'm being given is the image of turning the pin so that you can take something away. There's a blockage. Something needs unblocking to flow. So now we're going to build, look, we're building a series of, I'm feeling an energy, because this is going on top, feeling an energy of the helm of ore being used, being so protected that you're fearful to move forwards in a journey. That's what I'm getting. I'm sorry I'm not. You're going to be talking among yourselves, and other tourists are looking at me and wondering why I'm sitting here talking to a wall. So let's get some more cards for your spread and let's find out what your message is. Next card out, Condor. Cosmic doubt. Interesting. This is about doubting your own confidence, and so therefore utilizing spiritual protections, and actually they're blocking your flow. So Virgo. Next card out, we've got Fair, which is coming down around the circle. And then you've got Elk's protection. Let me see how I'm going to build this, because it's a lot of cards and there's a bit of a wind. Then you've got Life Force. You've got Lifruma, and Lifruma is inside the pin. You've got Candle and Condor, Hodden Baldur, 2 locks on 1 door. So, what do I need? 1, 2. You might be able to hear a little bit of a guide going on and learn some stuff about this place. Not getting any more cards for the minute. Oh, there we go. You got Kuzma, Myrna, the moon. On the outside, you've got Lecce. Last card, and then we'll begin the read. I am with you. I'm just watching down. Keep talking among yourselves. Here we go. Knafa, right next to Flow, First Blood. So that's the energy of the rite of passage of both your consciousness and your molecules somehow. The rite of passage of the boy through teenagers to the girl through teenagers. So somehow the overall energy that I'm reading from this runic image here. Oh, get off me, little insect. I'm just going to show you the layout. So come here a sec. So here we are. This is your layout. So your flursa, the opening, that is the layout. Oh, no, no, wind, no. Go there a minute, people. I feel like that's an energy of a kind of challenge. This is a challenge, Virgo. House Virgo. There we go. So, I'm going to bring them back down, and hopefully it's not so much about reading them all necessarily in their order, although that is quite important, but it's about feeling the energy of the overall reading. The wind is trying to get into that again. So it's difficult. I can't lay them out, but I'm going to take the cards and read them in sections for you. This is what I love about reading on the hoof. You have to deal with what comes. I can't put I can't put them down at all. Every time I put them down, they're moving. I'm just going to build a section. I'm dividing them into their threes so that I can hopefully put them into the order that they were in. Wheel, shield, blood. So your central theme, the pin, let's go with that for the moment. So that began just take that one out even though it's touching it. Began with this energy, this runic notion. Wassail, Joyce, this wonderful energy of needing to flow, but using spiritual means to block your future. So building briars over possibilities to flow towards you. This is Virgo, mutable, physical earth energy. And and it's interesting that we've got World Serpent, we've got Yorkmangandir. We've got this notion that there is a destiny point, and it feels to me like you're pushing back on a destiny that you know is inevitable. So you need to be able to move towards, can you do a little whistle? A kind of a collective trust, but it comes to you as a personal trust. So your pin that you're trying to unhook so that you can, I'm being shown like fabric, wearing a cloak, putting on the brooch that is the circle of the moon with the little gap, and you pin it on and then you twist it to hold it in place. You've got to untwist it, take out the pin, take out the sword, take out the wound, and then you got to take that old fabric off, because that old fabric is from a different time. It's from a different world. It's like you're wearing the cape of an ancestor, and that's what's holding you back. So the Elven Light card, and that came out in the walk up the hill at the last place in Pisac. I'm being told to show you the notion that this uncomfortable Wassail, this uncomfortable energy, Virgo, all people, but you look into your house, Virgo, for the signs of it, it goes way back to puberty. We're looking at transforming something that blocked at puberty, like a kind of veil, a film, a fog going over our future way back to puberty. And this is the time, this is like the code. This is the code, but we're not applying the code to unlock, we're applying the code as a cape of protection. And that's what we have to move away from, Virgo. I'll show you some more view in a minute. Let's just get through this. So, Candle, Day Star, Moon, Lecce. Oh, and I need to take Nava back out. So, there's something about two halves. The two halves of the circle. This section making up one half. Cosmic doubt, an inability to trust your truth. The fire. It's like the cosmic candle is always burning, and yet you've turned your back on it. You're not even looking at the cosmic candle. And then we have health, elks and sigil. Health, elks and sigil. And this is repeating that message from this morning. Our health is a protected thing, but only when we work with the condor, the cosmic candle. So on the other side, here, this is where the teenage puberty-based pain is. That's where the candle is. That is the second key to unlocking your now. Thanks, Janie. So 42, 44, 4442, you're lacking the energy of something between. What's between your personal candle and the cosmic candle? It feels like it's your faith, your desire to trust and believe in your journey. The teenage wound. If you look at these two cards together, Lecce and the wound, you can see how close they are to each other. And this rite of passage has led to, in many ways, a kind of a bleeding, a distortion in your cup, your ace of cups, your empathy. And it just keeps bleeding out day after day. And there's something within this where you have to acknowledge, recognize, understand that it's down to you to kind of light your pathway, recognize, light your soul, and then work out how you're going to begin a new flow in the now that will lead you into a clearer future. Knowing where you're journeying rather than feeling like you're being led up a garden path, and every time you get to the top of the garden path there's a fence, there's train tracks, everyone else seems to be whizzing by and you're standing there looking and you're thinking, why is my garden full of weeds and compost heaps, full of nutrients, and yet you're not diving in to appreciate them? So Virgo, let's get the Inca deck while we're in Inca land, territory. And see what else it has to say. It's a bit dark, but the sun is right overhead. It's about to come out from behind a cloud, I think. So what would you like to say at the end here to Virgo? What would you like to say at the end here to Virgo? I think I'm going backwards through these signs since I'm in the southern hemisphere. So we began with Libra, Virgo, maybe next to be Leo. So, 3 of batons, 5 of swords. So, thank you people for my birthday wishes. 3 of batons, 10 of batons, overburdened. Put down the burdens. I want to say put down the harvest. That's interesting. Put down the harvest. So it's a little bit like Scythe in the Lenormand deck. What that you have grown in your life is of value, and what is just a war with yourself and those around you that is fruitless. There's a sense of, there's a slight sense of false pride and arrogance, perhaps. You know, like sort of going, I got the book of life, I've been getting all the right stickers, I swapped things, and yeah, all right, so the last half of the book's not got any stickers in, but I've got all the stickers in the first half of my book, and they're all really nicely catalogued, but you don't need all of them. Actually, it's almost like sell those early earnings so that you can create space for a better second half. So what else would you like to bring? It's very warm here today, but I do usually have sunny birthdays. The only one that wasn't was the year before last, when I was in... I'm always doing my birthdays, I've just realised, in ancient sites. Last year I was in Mayapan with Aidan, and the year before I was in the alignments of Karnak. So with these three cards, it says the Copas, that also came up for Libra, El Ermitaño, and then the Nine of Swords, Nueve de Espadas. This is talking about a need for someone to hold your hand, for you to do this. And yet, the point of the journey is the solitude that will give you anxiety is the solution that you need to move past. Hey! And then you get Inti, the sun. And I believe Inti may be the Quechua word. And you've got the same as Libra this morning. This joyful motion forwards, this arrival of happiness, take your time. Don't rush anything. And then we have Queen of Batons, Sota de Oros, and Caballero de Copas. I'm feeling like you've got to go through a period of not isolation, but a period where you work with yourself to seek your solution, to enthrone yourself in your own frequency. There's a beautiful butterfly just here. It's cream coloured. Would you like to show everyone who you are for this transformation? Let's see. I've got my hand here and I'm asking it to climb my hand. It's thinking about it. It's on my finger. Let's see if I can bring it up. There you go, people. It's time for a creamy, dreamy transformation, Virgo. Mutable energy. And then when you've gone through this frequency, then everything will return to you. This is an energy of not you, others around you. This real frequency of transforming your core self. And it's showing me on the bottom, the Ace of Cups. That's the thing that since you were a childhood, you've had a Fletcher on. You've Machu Picchu. Ollantaytambo. So yeah, transforming your whole thought processes so that you can take flight, transform, return to people, but you've got to You've got to not feel a continuous desire for someone to hold your hand. You have to do this for yourselves, Virgo. So that butterfly was gorgeous. So, just before we end, I'll get a little bit nearer to the edge, but not too much. These are the terraces. And here, look at the incredible... Let's walk you over there, people, just before we finish. Look at the difference between these walls and then these. These are just incredible. You couldn't slip a piece of paper between those stones. And over here are all of the grain stores. And Olga suspects that there were probably a lot more of them that have collapsed in this sort of shingle landslide that you see there. So, Virgo, it's time to flow again. And when you flow again, when you remove that Lecce energy from puberty, something wonderful and something new will come into your life along with a lot more people. So, I'm going to catch my breath. I'm going to have a little cocoa sweet to help my breathing. And then I'm going to attempt to climb higher. And Olga will be along soon. So, beautiful people. Next up, Leo, hopefully later, depending if there's a signal when we go to the other sacred site that's a little bit secret that no one really knows about. So, from Ollantaytambo, in a part of the Sacred Valley, I will be catching up with you again later for the rest of my birthday. I'm really, really, really happy having this fun with you on my birthday. It's a real joy to share it. So, Wassail, beautiful people.